Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to New Stuff TV. I'm your host, Antoine, he who has his foot stuck in his mouth, Richardson. Because today, I need to issue an apology to you. Yeah, you and everybody else, and especially Sony. Today's gonna be an apology. And let me introduce my buddy here. His name is Raylan. Raylan, since you decided to just come all up in here, open. Come on, say hi, open. This is Raylan, the giant schnauzer. All right, man, you made your 5 minutes of fame here, dude. I don't do the kissing stuff. I don't do that. I don't do that. So you just gonna let me work, or you gonna be here interrupting me the whole time? You gonna find something to do? All right, man. Aus. Anyways, bruh, I got a job to do. Get out of here, man. All right, so he's just gonna hang out, I guess. Anyways, I got an apology to make to Sony because a couple months ago, when the Sony WH-1000XM5 hit the streets, I was indifferent, almost kind of a hater, because I told you that I really didn't think it was worth upgrading from the XM4 or even the XM3. The XM4 or the XM3, because I love the Sony WH-1000XM3s. When the XM4s came out, I didn't think that it was worth the upgrade, simply because I felt like you lost more than you actually gained. Yes, they added speak to chat. Yes, they added like the on-ear detection. And Raylan, you are killing me, bro. What is, now he's back there scratching. He doesn't have fleece. He just, I don't know. Anyways, I'll just, when you find something you really like, you just don't want it messed with, okay? You want it tweaked to be better, but you don't want it messed with. The reason why I was so upset about the XM4s was because they took my favorite feature out, which was Surround VPT, which is a kind of a virtualizer that makes you feel like you're in a certain room, like a hall or a concert or something like that. And they took it out of the XM4s and never brought it back when they introduced the XM5s, which still have all of the same features and then some, but they decided to take out a couple of other things because Sony giveth, Sony taketh away. You see, Sony has always embraced NFC in almost all of their gear. Headphones, speakers, and even in their cameras. I recently just brought a camera that is brand new and it doesn't have NFC. They're taking it out of their stuff. And I don't understand why, because it's a great utility. I always loved it in their headphones because it was an easy way to get them turned on and connected almost at the same time without having to either search for or press and hold the power button, which in turn can, like if you get too aggressive with it, you can end up wearing out your power button. And I've seen it in the comments. You guys have worn out a power button on a device and now it doesn't work anymore because you pushed it in too hard and it doesn't spring back and doesn't work. So now we have no NFC tag in the XM5, which is something that really bothers me because I was so used to using it all the time. You see what's happening here? You see this? You see that right there? You see how that just kind of folds? Yeah, the XM5 does not fold. And that's one of my major gripes, because even on my way here, I stuffed all these headphones in my bag. The XM3 and XM4 just balled up. I didn't use the case. They just balled up in there and they were just as compact as they could be. And I had to slide these down just like this and they were unprotected. Which, I had these unprotected, but they were more secure because they were balled up versus, having the yoke all exposed and stuff like that, just waiting for something to break them. Are they even? Let me see. Yeah, they're pretty durable. This is pretty flexible stuff, but in the case of the case, because they don't fold, it makes that case freaking huge. People have said that the case isn't that bad. Bruh, it is that bad. It takes up way more room than the previous two cases that they've had. That is a big ass case, man. And when we talk about travel headphones, when they lay down flat like this, that's cool, I guess, but the footprint of the case is gonna take up a lot more space. And since these ear cups are a little bit bigger, well, no, they're not that much bigger, but because of the way these are laid out, the case has to be really thick. So yeah, man, that's a disappointment. But either way, I'm not going to talk about the bad stuff no more, because this video was all about how much I actually do love the new Sony XM5s, and I owe Sony this huge apology for kind of hating on their progress, man. These things are highly underrated in my opinion. I don't think a lot of people have talked about how great they are overall. I'm not just talking about sound quality, which I'll get into next, but I'm just talking about the great overall experience that you get over these headphones versus their previous versions. But let's go into music. In the way of sound quality, I'm getting a really consistent experience that I was getting with the XM3 and the XM4, which is why they were always my daily drivers as far as over-ear headphones go. I like the way Sony does bass in their headphones. It's nice and boomy, and it can have a punch when you want it to. But sometimes Sony headphones can be overly bassy, so I usually dial it back a little bit and just add it when I want it on specific songs, and which these are totally capable of. Their EQ is fine. It doesn't have as many bands as a Soundcore app would as far as the EQ, but you can actually pull what you want to out of these headphones, and that brings me to treble and mid-range. I like Sony's treble and mid-range within their earbuds and over-ear headphones because it's kind of a soft treble. It doesn't get so high and screechy to where it causes you like ear fatigue or anything like that, but it just has a softness to it almost, but it still brings out, you know, the instruments and the vocals that you were looking for. So as far as sound quality, man, I'm totally satisfied with these. I'm just good. But what I really want to talk to you about, and what the biggest factor is of why I prefer these now over the other two, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, but it's the overall experience and comfort and build quality. I got to bring the XM4 back because I want to talk about just picking them up first. When you touch the XM3s with my skin on there, you know, you're just not going to get anything. You're just touching the skin. But when you touch the XM4s, you get that soft touch, and it is the same soft touch, the soft touch plastic that you get with the XM5. It's the exact same stuff, but when you get up here, to the headband and the yoke, that's where the difference comes from. When you pick up the XM4, you pick them up and you feel like you're picking up some plastic headphones. They're not heavy, but they're not exactly light either. But I mean, they have been very comfortable and lightweight up until now. You pick these up, it's almost like picking up pillows, like just a set of pillows that you're just gonna put over your ears for a while. But that headband and yoke experience, just that whole, you just pick it up and it feels so, man, it feels like tufted seat cushions. You know what I'm saying? It just feels, this leather wrapped headband is just awesome. I don't know if it's leather or vinyl, but it reminds me of this special set of headphones I got right here, which is the Parrot Zeek 2. Back in the olden days of 2016, I got these, man, look how beat up they are. So I'm pretty sure this is actual maybe leather on the outer ear cup. On the inner ear cup, we have vinyl, and around the headband, we have that same kind of leather, maybe leatherette. I think it's actual leather though. But man, these headphones feel like quality, man. They were pretty expensive, especially for back in their day. They were like 300, 350 bucks. They have this metal alloy right here, which caused them to be a little bit heavier. But man, these things felt like quality, and they sound freaking amazing. But they don't fold either, but they're a lot thinner. So yeah, I didn't have a problem with that back then. My biggest issue was their battery life. It was only like 8 hours, and it was a detachable battery. So if you wanted like a longer battery life, you had to get another battery. But then I got the XM3s, I replaced those, and here we are now with the XM5. When we go back to that quality feel, man, it just, yeah, man. You just feel so secure and just comforting. It's just this really comforting feeling that you get. They don't have a lot of clamping force, so if you got a bald or a small head, they will, like if you're laying down on a pillow or something, they will kind of scoot around a little bit. But man, they're just so comfortable, and they feel, how do you say something feels like high quality, but it's not heavy and metalish? Like they managed to achieve that without having a bunch of metal in here. Usually when something has glass or metal, it feels like higher quality, right? This is all plastic. I don't think there's an ounce of metal in these things, but they just feel very high quality. And this right here, the tapping and the rubbing. When you put on the XM4s, you put them on your head and you start to interact with them. You feel that plasticky, like echoey, like experience when you tap and you kind of interact with them. You feel it. You kind of hear it and feel it at the same time. When you put on the XM5, it's just not there. It is just not there. It's just, I mean, of course you can hear and feel something, but man, it's so much better padded and just refined. I don't know how to describe that feeling, but you know, you put on touch headphones and you just, you know, you got that tapping and it kind of irritates you a little bit. Just really doesn't happen here. It's just, dude. The comfort and the comfort overall experience of these headphones is just, it's pretty much the best I've ever had. Now we're going to tap on the subject of why these headphones are killing a lot of other things in the market, and that's active noise cancellation. There ain't nothing else touching these on the market. I'm telling you right now, they have great passive noise cancellation. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, it's basically the noise cancellation that you get when you put them on your head and don't even turn them on. They block out a lot of outside noise without even being on your head. There's a lot of padding in here in these ear cups. But as soon as you hit that button and turn these jokers on, you can just forget about everything else that's on the outside of your ear cups. When it comes to ambient sound, that's a slightly different story with the XM5. But I got a little tip for you. Now, when you get into your app here, you got to go into the sound tab, and then what we'll do is, let's go ahead and turn off speak to chat, and then we'll go into ambient sound. You see this right here? This is a little deceptive because you think you want to hear the ambient sound, but you want to focus on voice. So naturally, you just turn that on, right? Wrong. Turn that off. And here's why. Because when you focus on voice, what it's going to do is still try to suppress all the ambient sound, but then bring in the voice. And it just... man, I don't know. It just, it feels like the ambient sound is still a little bit muffled and it doesn't really bring out the voice that much. But for some reason, it's got this auto stuff going. So yeah, but for some reason, when you put it on focus on voice, it brings out all the ambient sound as well as the voices. And it's a lot better. So if you actually toggle that feature off, the focus on voice, take that off, turn it off, man. And then you will get the best experience possible out of these headphones when it comes to ambient sound altogether, including the voice. Now, turning them on just now made me remember one last thing I'm a little disappointed they took away from these headphones. That's the sexy Sony lady voice. It used to say power on, and it would tell you the battery percentage and all that. And then when you clicked on ambient sound or noise canceling, the little sexy Sony lady would come out and say ambient sound. It's not there anymore. They replaced it with just tones. All the tones are different from each other. And once you learn what they are, you can actually differentiate them from one another. But I would still rather have that lady's voice. There wasn't nothing wrong with it, man. I really liked it. It was kind of soothing. In fact, her voice made me feel like I had something really high quality and expensive on my ears. So, you know, it wasn't like all the other headphones that have that ratchet lunch lady voice that goes ambient sound, power off, Bluetooth connected. No, man, it was the sexy Sony lady voice. So Sony, you got to bring that back, man. I really like that lady's voice. But look here, man. Oh, you know what? One more thing, man. I am not a phone call guy, right? When it comes to headphones, I usually don't take a lot of phone calls with headphones on. But on the off occasion that I do, you know, take a phone call with some headphones on, let me go ahead and do a little sound test real quick for you, because nobody has ever complained about the sound quality that I had when I was taking a phone call. So let me just change over these mics real quick and give you a little sound test, because they did upgrade the mics in here. I think they might have added a couple of more mics, but you know, Sony's always working on the mics because people are always complaining about how bad the Sony mics are. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, I don't think they're the best on the market, but they are definitely not that bad. So I'm in a quiet room, which I'm normally in when I'm on headphones. I'm just kind of, you know, walking around the house or maybe walking around in the yard doing something. And this is the call quality that you guys are getting when you talk to me. But either way, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is Sony really did level up the headphones, man. They made a great set of headphones. And my previous, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm gonna have to retire the Sony XM3s from being my daily drivers. So for like, I don't know, 2 years or so, I've been using the Soundcore Life Q20s upstairs in my media room to watch movies with the projector going, like at night when the family sleep. I think what I'm gonna do is not fully retire these. I'll take these upstairs and leave them up there because these are great for watch movies, great noise cancellation too when I need it. But the XM3s are done, man, as far as my daily drivers. The XM4s actually belong to my wife. These Parrot Z2s go back there on the shelf. And now the new daily driver for me. Antoine, he who has put his foot in his mouth, Richardson, has a new daily driver. And it's the Sony XM5, man. Good job, Sony, good job. Hey, man, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is I really like these headphones. Now, y'all got to get out of here, but before y'all do, make sure y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.